Hi, 5th grade. I hope your molecules dances are going really well. In this video, we're actually going to cover the last two concepts. So we're going to talk about locomotor movements and non-locomotor movements as well as tempo. They're going to both be in this video. It's also going to be your box 3 in your worksheet. So the first thing we're going to do is review those two concepts, and then we're going to talk about how you can use those concepts to communicate your state of matter to the audience. So go ahead and stand up, make sure you have good space, and get ready to move. If you do not have good space, go ahead and pause this video, get good space, and then hit play again. All right, guys, go ahead and stand up. Let's get ready. So the first one I want to talk about is our locomotor movements. Our locomotor movements are always going to travel through space. They're going to take you somewhere. Think about that train on my wall in the dance room. A train takes you somewhere. A train travels. So these movements are going to do the same. The major ones we use in dance are jump, hop, skip, gallop, and leap. You also use things like grapevines and slides and crawls, which you should also know how to do. So let's go over a few of those today quickly. Now, a jump is going to happen with 2 feet. So go ahead and do 3 jumps with me right now. 1, 2, 3. Now a hop is similar to a jump, but when you hop, you're only on 1 foot. Give me 2 hops. Here we go. 1, 2. Good job. Let's move on. A gallop. In a gallop, 1 foot is going to chase the other. A gallop is also called a chasse, if you remember that from class. So 1 foot is going to be in front, and I'm going to chase with the back foot. Gallop. I can also gallop backwards. If you didn't, go ahead and try that. Gallop with me. Here we go one more time. Gallop and gallop backwards. Good. You can also gallop to the side, which is sometimes called a slide. Moving on, let's talk about a leap. A leap is always going to go from one leg to the other leg. So you should start on one leg and you should finish on the other leg. Let's try a leap together. Pick up your front foot, make sure it's straight, make sure it's pointed, and leap. Go. Very good job. Next, we have a skip. A skip always has 2 parts. It's going to have a step and a hop. It alternates feet each time, which means it changes feet each time. Step, hop, step, hop, step, hop, step. You can also skip backwards. Step, hop, step, hop, step. You try a skip with me. Ready, go. Skip. And skip backwards. Very good, boys and girls. Very, very good. So, those are our basic ones. Jump, hop, gallop, leap, and skip. Now, those have very specific rules. You have to do them a certain way. When we move to non-locomotor movements, they don't have as many rules. Remember, a non-locomotor movement is going to happen in one spot. These are things like shake, wiggle, turn, explode. Okay? There's so many more non-locomotor movements that you could also do, like punch and flick and poke. Now, remember what I said before. Let's think about shake. Shake doesn't have that many rules. I can shake with my arms. Shake with your arms right now. 3, 2, 1, freeze. I can also shake with my head. 1, 2, 3. Or even my feet. So the way I shake is not the way you have to shake. Remember, there are a lot of different turns. We talked about turns in rotation in 3rd and 4th grade. So you can turn in a lot of different ways. You can have tours or jump turns. Okay? You can have pivot turns. Step and a pivot and a step and a pivot. Lots of different turns that are happening in one spot. You can also use these non-locomotor movements at different levels. Let's do a sway together that starts high and goes low. Here we go. Let's do it for 8 counts, guys. 5, 6, ready, you go. 1, 2, go to the middle. 3, 4, go low. 5, 6, finish. 7, 8. movements, not as many rules. They're always going to stay in one spot. Now that we've reviewed non-locomotor movements and locomotor movements, let's talk about our second concept of tempo. In music we call it tempo. In dance you can call it tempo, or you can think about it as the speed of your body. We've been talking about tempo and rhythm a lot in dance when we were talking about tap. Remember in tap I told you the faster you tap, the smaller you have to tap. So the tempo changes with the size. Now, for your molecule dance, you can dance your locomotor movements or your non-locomotor movements. You can dance them slow, or you can dance them fast. The way you dance or the speed of your movement is going to change what the audience thinks the story is. You can change your tempo when doing locomotor movements like I just did with a gallop, or with non-locomotor movements. So right now, I want you to try a locomotor movement that is fast. I want you to try locomotor movements that are fast for 8 counts. I'm going to do it with you. Get ready. Think right now, what kind of locomotor movements are you going to use for this 8 counts? We're going to do them fast. 5, 6, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Now I want you to try non-locomotor movements that are slow. Remember, these movements are going to stay in one spot. 5, 6, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. The last thing I want to do today is I want to talk about how locomotor movements and non-locomotor movements, as well as your tempo, is going to, how those things can help you communicate your story to the audience. Now remember that your story is about one state of matter. You are a molecule in that state of matter, and you are trying to communicate that to the audience. So if your state of matter, if those molecules are tightly packed together, you're probably going to use non-locomotor movements. Now, when those molecules are tightly packed together, they can't move a lot, so they almost vibrate in place. Right now, I want you to make this with your hands and tighten your muscles so hard that your hands vibrate. That is a very small movement, but it happens. Does it happen fast or does it happen slow? You're right, it's going to happen fast. So if your state of matter has molecules that are tightly packed together and almost vibrating, you're probably going to use non-locomotor movements with a fast tempo. So maybe something like this. If your molecule or if your state of matter has molecules that slide past one another, what kind of tempo do you think that is? Sliding past one another. Is that fast or is it slow? I think it's a little bit more slow. Now, if they're sliding, are they staying in place? No, you're right. They're going to travel somewhere. So you're probably going to use locomotor movements, and your tempo is probably going to be slower if I was a sliding molecule. Now, the last state of matter, your molecules may be shooting around the space. Now, shooting, think about that word. Does that what kind of tempo does that communicate to you? Fast or slow? It's going to communicate more of a fast tempo. Now, if they're shooting around fast, are they staying in place? No, absolutely not. They're going to travel. So you're going to want to use a fast tempo and locomotor movements to travel through your room. So make sure you are thinking those things when choosing your locomotor movements and your tempo. Think about how those molecules are moving and what concept is best going to communicate that to the audience. Remember, whatever dance move you choose cannot be wrong, as long as it is the best way to tell that story to the audience. All right, bye guys. Hope to see you soon.